So, welcome back to another random indie game feedback video. You guys really seem to like these, so we're continuing the streak. We're gonna do another one. I don't know how many we're going to be doing today, since I found a bunch of games, and some of them seemed a little, what is the word? I have to be extremely careful which ones I download, because some of them are trying to trick you in various ways, which is something that I haven't seen before when it comes to itch.io, but let me just show you what I mean. I found this game first, which is called Literal Hell, and it has these dolphins, which I don't think is part of the actual game, because this looks incredibly high definition, and the game file itself is only 51 megabyte, which is suspiciously low. When you click the download now button, it says it's free, but you can pay what you want if you want to, and the author of this game set it to $7,000 as the starting thing. Usually people set it to $2. So I think this guy here might be trying to trick people into, because some people don't really think too much. It's usually just $2. They get used to it, so they just pay whatever, Setting it to 7,000 is not, I guess maybe they saw it as a joke, but I don't think it's funny if a person actually by accident buys this for $7,000. With that said, if you actually download the game, it gets downloaded as a .exe file. If you've seen my previous videos, you know how I feel about .exe files. Basically, it requires that you install the game on your computer, and this one is only 51 megabyte, which, it starts, it's a red flag when it's only 51 megabytes, and it also asks you to install something on your computer, and he asked for $7,000. Don't download this and install it. I don't know what kind of virus you might be getting on your computer. Don't do it. The next one I found was... Oh, why is it doing this? The next one I found was this one, and I thought, oh, okay, it looks pretty nice. And then when you click the download button, it takes you to WeTransfer. And if you don't know about WeTransfer, it's something that I use quite often. It is something that companies use quite often. Basically, it allows for you to send big files to each other. I mean, there's a limit. I think it's 2 gigabytes, and if you want more than that, then you do need to have a subscription to WeTransfer, but it's a pretty neat tool that I use all the time. Don't download a game if it is not downloadable directly from itch.io. There's probably nothing wrong with this game here. He's probably not trying to put a virus on my computer. But just to be safe, don't ever download anything if it comes off like that. So moving on, I found One Night at Sparky's, where if you actually download it, it takes you to this page, which is what you should be seeing. Or if it, asks you to donate whatever you want, and then you click, okay, just take me to the free game, then you should be seeing this page. Okay, so this is safe. But don't download anything if it takes you off page to WeTransfer or Google Drive or something like that. Just, download directly off of itch.io. That's the best I can say. And look for warning signals. Like the first guy here, I don't know what he was thinking. Now that I'm actually looking at this, it's fun to see that the Mac version is the top one. So I'm guessing the guy who made this game is developing on a Mac, since he thought the Mac version is the most important to put at the top. Usually you see the Windows version first, and then Mac, and then Android, or Linux, or whatever. It's just kind of fun to notice. So now this game is called One Night at Sparky's 7. Can I... Yeah, we can. Okay. Warning, this game contains flashing lights, loud noises, and jump scares. Okay. You know what this reminds me of? Oh, what is that game called? Timor. There was a developer from a long time ago, and he's still been developing games up until I think today. And then he would just release Timor 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. It was basically just a game full of jump scares with a really low quality 3D model type of thing. And I think he actually became pretty ambitious about his last game. I think he actually tried to make it into a good production quality. I don't know how he's doing today, but this reminds me of Timor. If you want to check that out, John Wolf has a bunch of them played. He hates the Timor developer games, but he still keeps playing them, which I don't know why he does that. Grand reopening. Vintage steakhouse restaurant known as Sparky's Barbecue and Playhouse is back and open for business and is currently hiring. Make sure to keep an eye on the animation character. Okay, so this is a Friday Night at Freddy's type of deal. I'm noticing. Monday, 27th of January. Loading times may take up to 1+ minutes? Really? Oh, it's moving, depending on my mouse. Wow, why does it take so long to load? Oh, okay, so when I looked at the files, I didn't see anything Unreal Engine or Unity related, so this may be a custom engine that he made this in, which is also why it's in this weird window. Oh no, is this Friday Night at Freddy's? It is, okay. He made a FNAF clone. I'm usually not that into playing FNAF games. To be honest, I haven't... Like, you can't even close off any areas. So you just need to protect yourself. So what now? Oh, right. Loading times may take up to 1+ minutes, so I guess we're waiting. You know what is funny? There's barely anything here. And if it takes that long to load... I mean, you know, if it's a custom engine that was made, then kudos. This is... I always envy people who can make their own game engines. I think it's super cool. Can I continue? No? Two Colors, a detective story, is a Unity game, which is kind of cool, because I use Unity as well. So I don't know, that for some reason makes it cool. Case log 108, 2 missing people suspected foul play. Dispatching officer to investigate. Tips, a good detective checks for clues everywhere. Just because you don't find a clue in a cabinet doesn't mean there won't be clues in another. Leave no rock unturned. Rog, I think you say, not rock, because then it sounds like a rock. Investigate, chicken out. Oh, so this is quit, and this is play. Cool. Hold space to search and collect items. Follow path out to exit. Oh, this is cool. I would probably like just have like the character not turn like this if I had to like come with some feedback, because it makes it kind of dizziness like this. I should put a flashing light warning just because of that. Okay, so space to do stuff. So I'm holding space. It's locked. Okay. We don't really look like a detective. We look more like a police officer, which is not the same. Okay. What about the doghouse? Can I... Oh. Okay, I don't think there's anything there. Trash can. Because we had to investigate everything. Evan's moving his stuff in tomorrow. I think this could be good. This big old house feels pretty empty with just me. Save some cash, maybe throw some parties. Yeah, this is going to be good. Okay, so we did get a key. And it said follow the path to exit. But this is... I don't think this is the path. I think this is to the... I think this is to the garage. So sometimes when I want to... Like, this should be like... I think a clicker would be better, because... I don't know, it feels a little bit janky. Like, I'm trying to get this thing, but he's just, like, walking into it. And sometimes when I click space... Oh, okay, so anytime you press space, that thing pops up. So it doesn't mean anything. Okay. There's nothing in the firework. The logs. The fireplace stuff. The burnable things. Yeah, I think we're just gonna... Can we go this way? No. It's snowed in. Guess we gotta... use it on the door. The key that we found. There we go. Now, we can't hit anything. Okay, so this is, by the way, I'll just read this. Created for one button game jam hosted by Humble Toymaker Games. We had only just one input button, and the theme had to be 2 colors. 2 colors, so I'm guessing red and white. No, because there's also blue. Whoa! Oh, it really does not want him to walk over here. Okay. Leave no rock unturned. Yeah, I was about to say, it gave me a tip. Okay, so I searched the cabinets. There was not anything. Oh, there's blood on the floor. So there's actually, like, last video I said blood spatter. And that is actually a thing. Like, I've seen people talk about, they must have run out of food. I've seen people talk about, like, there's blood splatter and blood spatter. Oh no, you're kidding me? Do I have to open every single cabinet? There's like a gazillion here. Oh. Okay. Oh, it opened all of them. Okay. I thought I had to open every single one of them. One by one. Oh, that would have been too much. Okay. Oh. Yeah, so, okay, so if I had to give some feedback here, and we have to remember, this is a one-button game jam, and a game jam is usually not a long time. Wow, that's loud. Yeah, a game jam is usually just like a couple of days maybe, or a week. You know, depending on the game jam, because sometimes I've seen game jams last for like a month. And why can't he go in there? Go. trying to hit it. Like it's did I get it? No. Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit weird cuz I can't tell if I'm actually opening stuff. Because it just kind of like it shows no matter what. Yeah, this okay, so we can't interact with what? I think what is happening sometimes is that if I move my mouse on top of this thing, like he tries to like somehow get there. There's definitely like some kinks that needs to be like worked out, but overall for like a game jam game, it's fine. See, one of the important things when it comes to criticizing and giving feedback is like I see some people, they do it. Did I just hear something? I see some people, they do this. Like they'll download a game like this and they'll critique it like, was it supposed to be like, you know, like a full-on game, like a big, fancy, beautiful looking, not necessarily a AAA studio quality, but, you know, like for people who've been working on a game for like 3 years, like they'll critique it like something like that, and you're not supposed to. You're supposed to see it for what it is, and give it critique based on what it actually is. So, I guess this is one of the developers. Same thing with that other guy. Oh, Mike is waiting to the office red. Mike is wanting the office to be red? I think they tried to say. I mean, I get it. He owns the house, but dear Lord, most of the house is already red. He told me I could use it when I signed up to be his roommate, and now he's practically living in there. Okay. So I guess this is like with the... Oh, that's another developer, I think. I don't know what happened. Okay, so red is one of the themes for the house. Because he wanted everything to be red. Can I open this? I love how the developers are telling us to not leave anything unturned. And there's so many things you can interact with. Like this one is going slower, so I would guess that I'm interacting with something, but it doesn't do anything when I... Oh! There's this crazy storm rolling in over the next few days. The news says we might get snowed in for a while, so I'm going to make a grocery run. Maybe I'll grab some more red paint and paint the office while Evan's sleeping. Oh, dude. He doesn't like the red color, okay? Read the room. Okay, that's locked. So what do we do? What do we do? This way? Come on. Okay, that's locked. Can I touch this thing? See, now it's going slow again, but I don't think it's actually interacting with anything. Oh! Is there a worse color than blue? I told Evan he could paint some walls to make it feel less like he's just a guest in my house. If I'd known about his love of blue, I'd keep my mouth shut. Okay, so we can kind of guess, like, who is in which place based on the colors. I'm not really finding anything. I think I'm primarily just supposed to find notes. Yeah, so that's blue. Let's go for the blood, because there's blood here. Maybe I could actually interact with it. It just didn't feel like it. Door here? Am I supposed to be able to interact with it? Oh. Okay, so that, I would probably look at that, because it's very hard to interact with it when it's like that direction. Mike is getting weird with all his snowstorm stuff. He's in the kitchen, like a lot. I think he is hoarding the food. I'm going to start putting some... What? Under this loose floorboard in my room to make sure I don't starve. Okay, so we figure out where his room is. We should be... Well, why are they leaving notes, by the way? I hope Mike doesn't see this. I'm gonna put this note right here where anyone can find it. Oh, get out. Okay, there we go. No. Oh, there's another door here. Oh. That's a lot of rat poison. Okay. Okay, so a couple of things I'm noticing here, besides the difficulty with the UI, because I'm having a hard time knowing if I'm pressing stuff or if I'm not pressing stuff. The character movement is a little bit wonky. Sometimes I don't know when I'm moving him or not. Besides that, I'm having a really hard time knowing if I'm actually doing anything to progress. What about this thing? There's an envelope. Is that a book? It's a book. Okay. It's slow this time, which means nothing. So this is the red area. Oh, there's a rug. With a key! I didn't even see it! Okay, so now we have a key. I can open a door. There's a lot of closed doors over here, so I'll just try these. There we go. A bowling ball. Oh, that's the loose floorboard. Yeah, let's try this one. I found a hidden food stash and a key. Okay. Yeah, okay, so when you have this many trust issues with your roommate, you should probably consider not having a roommate. Oh, I was interacting with the with the carpet. I didn't even know. I was trying to touch the bowling ball. Okay, the bed. There's something there. I can see it. It's like right where my mouse is. Moving in with Mike seemed like a great idea. We had so many similar hobbies, but he seems like he's pretty muck doing his own thing. Muck? It's too bad I can't go outside and cut more firewood with my axe. It would be something to do at least. I just had a person from the alarm company come over and switch my alarm system because it was screwing up. Okay, so we got some red paint. Paint or something else. Oh, is it blood? I can't stand it anymore. I'm going to kill him tonight. The road should be safe to drive on in a few days, and then I'm gone. Heading out into the great big mic-free world, and I'm never looking back. Okay. So what now? I didn't get a key or anything, so now I'm in here. Now what? Do I go outside? Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! The pen is blue. There's paint everywhere. Oh, by the way, you can see the, I'm pointing at the screen like you guys can see it. Over here. You can see through the walls with the items. I don't know if that's a feature or a bug. Yeah, so there's like a bunch of blue stuff everywhere now. X marks the spot. Okay, that didn't do anything. I'm guessing I'm supposed to find something based on all the paint now. Mike is a cheat. I guess that's Mike. You know what I think my issue is with the controls? They set it up so that the character, like, he'll try to walk to the point that I'm pointing at. Oh, he's crawling over the tables and stuff. So, like, if I put my cursor out here, he's automatically going through the door so he can get out there. It really screws with me because I think you should just be able to, like, point a direction and then he just goes that direction. And if he gets stuck on something, then he just gets stuck. Like, that's how I would prefer it. But how do I get out? The way they did it here, I don't know. It feels weird that he's trying by himself to go places. So let's investigate the shed. Some barrels. Maybe I'll find a key somewhere. Oh! I say it and it happens. Magical. Maybe I should try this door. Oh, come on. Yay! Okay. I'm noticing I'm doing this a lot as I'm playing. Tilting my head. My lawn dart set went missing, and I know he has it. I just have no idea where he put it. No amount of practicing will ever make him better than me. If he lost all of them out in the snow, I'm going to be mad. Okay, so there's boxes here. That's why you can't go through. Can I turn on the generator? Looks like it's out of fuel. There's fuel here. Gas can is empty. Okay. Yeah, so that didn't do much. Finding a key to this place. Okay. I've been playing this for half an hour now, almost. So he dances when you stand still. What? Okay, so that added another point to the game, by the way. It made it 1 point more awesome. Yeah, so basically, I think it has a really fun story. I like the idea of two roommates not being able to get along with each other. It reminds me a lot of a game that John Wolfe played called The Maze or something. I don't know, it was something about sentient corn. And those two mad scientists that kept like leaving notes to each other. It was super fun. I would definitely recommend not having the controls the way it is, where he tries to go to the location where your cursor is, and like he tries to figure out the path by himself, because it sometimes doesn't work. I would much rather just be able to point a direction like this, and then he just walks that direction. But that's not how it works. Like if I put it in here, he'll actually try to like walk around. I want to walk into the wall and just be stuck. I think there's a lot of things to interact with, and it's very easy to miss a location where there might be a key hidden, because I feel like I'm clicking on a bunch of stuff, but because the interact system is weird, like there's nothing here to interact with, but still I can interact with it. I can't tell if I'm interacting with the candle or there's just like this circle happening. Even when when it takes a long time, I'm trying to like, like this one takes a long time, right? I don't know if that means I'm interacting or not. Because I'm also, like, I can also do a fast one. This one. And I still interact with it. So I don't know what's the deal with the slow version or the long version. Slow version. The slow and the fast version. I don't know what's what. So I don't feel like the game was technically bad. I feel like some of the design decisions for the game, like the way it has to, like, function, should be reconsidered. But other than that, I think the character is super funny. He looks good. I think it's a fun decision with the notes that they pop up like this. I'm not saying it's bad, I just think it's a fun decision. And just like some of the design decisions just sort of got enough in the way so that I don't want to finish it now that I'm starting to struggle a bit finding the last key. It makes me not want to try and find the last key because it's so troublesome having to, you know, deal with this circle, not knowing if I'm actually interacting with something. Like maybe when you walk up to something, let there be like a small UI indicator that, oh, you can open this drawer. Okay, so now I'll click. But you don't actually know what you can interact with, which I know can probably be argued is like a detective type mechanic. So, you know, in real life, you don't have UIs popping up, but it just hinders the person playing it quite a bit. And I think that's too bad. So yeah, I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to jump to the next game. This next game is a game called She, and it's a short game made in Unreal Engine. The game is an allegory for escaping the depression. You have to think your way out of the mystery location through solving puzzles and staying alive. And then the developer put a note. I'm an independent self-taught game developer based in Russia, Krasnoyarsk. I would note that this is my first project which I made in my limited free time with the purpose of learning coding and game design. All the assets except whoosh and click sounds were made from scratch by myself. Awesome! So this is a Unreal Engine game where the developer actually created 99% of the things by himself and didn't just, you know, take advantage of the asset store that Unreal Engine has. That's already a plus in my book because I see way too many people who just, you know... Oh, wow. Oh, he made this himself? That's pretty good. Oh, she likes red. And there's some pencils on the ground. You can crouch. Where am I? That can be useful. Oh, and you can pick it up. I feel like I'm playing a Portal game, but like a horror version. Let's put it here for now. It's a good place to hide. Oh, the closet. There's something behind that door. Okay. Because you can hear something behind the door? These books seem odd or old. I couldn't tell. Oh, I have a flashlight. Okay. Yeah, we can hide there. Is that a door? Okay, so we have a very tiny room with not a lot of stuff in it. And we have a ball that we can use for something. And he says there's something behind that door. Can I use it on the door? For a person who made all the assets himself. By the way, notice how this looks like a Unity game. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. But notice how if you were to play this and not know any better, you would immediately think, oh, this is a game made in Unity. Because the assets look homemade, right? Like, these assets are pretty good made. It's his first game. I think this is amazing. But I just think it's fun to, like, notice how, because he's not using asset store stuff, that people would probably, you know, jump to the conclusion that this is Unity. And it's just to kind of, like, prove the point that the game engine does not determine the graphics. It's the decisions when making the game that determines the graphics. Because are you making a bunch of stuff just based on assets you downloaded that someone else made? Or are you actually making things from scratch yourself? Because it does make a difference. Okay, so let's rethink this. We have a note. It says she likes red. when I walked up to this door, it said there is something or someone behind here, which means that we need to lure something out using the ball. Oh! By the way, sometimes when you have a character control like this, they'll walk a certain speed back and forward and sideways, but if you go diagonally, it actually adds twice the amount of walk speed, which is because it adds the movement speed forward and sideways together to create a diagonal extra fast walking speed, which is something I've actually seen in like AAA games in the past that they didn't know about, which was just kind of weird. To be honest, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do. Like, I really want to give this a shot, because it's a game developer who actually took his time to make an Unreal Engine game from scratch himself. Am I missing a mechanic or something? Let's start this over and try this again. Maybe I'm missing something. Okay. She likes red, and it says a note. Question mark. Where am I? This can be useful. So we know this is useful for something. And then it's a good place to hide. These books seems odd. Do I need to click one of them? Oh, snap! Oh, this happened. Okay, I was just like, oh, which door opened? Which door opens? I didn't even look. Okay. Oh. I think I need them all to light up. There we go. Oh, come on. Place it. This is really cool. I'm glad I gave this another shot by restarting. What are these noises? Am I not alone in here? If I die, do I have to restart from the beginning? I hope not. Can't see me. I'm like crouching behind the screen. I have to figure out like a way for the monitor to also be in front of me without blocking my face cam. It's like super dark. Can I take the ball again? Oh. Oh, close the door. What if I can, like, trick it? Have it come in here, grab the ball, and then, like, run in. Oh, it's a ghost. Or maybe the depression. Run, run, run! Hide! I hope it can't, like, I hope it's one of those where if it sees me go into the cabinet, it's just not gonna do anything. It's just gonna, oh, where did she go? Guess she's not around here. And then so it'll go away. I don't even know where I am. I can feel it watching me. Really? God, when will this end? It said. The only like feedback I have for the moment is that it's a very crowded place. Oh, that door opened. Not this one? Oh, that's the exit. Okay. I don't know if you guys can, like, figure out what I'm doing. It's getting colder. I feel like it can sense me. Ah, go in! I double-clicked. I mean, I can see it move. I hope it goes away. Okay. Let's go out again. See, one of the things that I think is okay is that even though it's like a really... No! Oh no, do I start from scratch? I do, okay. The only real feedback that I have to the developer is, since the spacing is so tight when you have to like run around and escape the creature, which is probably the depression trying to catch up to the character that we're playing, navigation is a bit hard. And maybe I think making the flashlight into a wider beam would maybe solve that. You don't have to make it as strong as it is right here. Just make it a little bit less strong and wider. I think that would do a lot. Other than that, you know, you can tell this is a person who just started making games. You know, the movement controls are a little stiff, but that's not really something I'm going to complain that much about, because it is something when you just get started learning how to make video games, you'll figure this out and you'll make a better crouching system at some point. But something I really want to point out here to people watching this video, because a lot of people are going to look at this and think, oh my god, you know, this looks like Unity assets. Oh, you know, it looks low quality. The door doesn't look like a real door. You know, I've seen better tiles made, you know. It's really important to see it for what it is. This is a person, I don't know if this is a he or she, who made this game as their first game ever, and they made everything from scratch. It's very important to pay attention to the fact that this is the first attempt of someone who has done it correctly. This person did not download a bunch of free assets and just slam it together and then add a few mechanics and say, bang, we have a video game. Because a lot of people fall into the trap of downloading assets online that looks pretty, putting it together, and then they think that's, you know, the graphics and the beautiful assets are so amazing that, you know, they're a game in themselves. You don't need to do much more than that. And that's really something I want to point out as well, because I criticize when I see people who make games using store-bought or free assets. I'm not complaining about the usage of assets. That's very important to point out. I'm complaining about the fact that some people just download assets and put something very quickly together, and the game is pretty much just assets. There's like maybe a few jump scares here and there, but they didn't really do much. They just took other people's work on the asset store, put it together, and they think they have a game. I don't mind people buying assets. You know, there's on the Unity store, I just bought some yesterday, in fact, a whole furniture pack and a house pack. You know, you can put together a house with furniture and everything like super fast, just using Borstot assets. That's not the issue. The issue is in the way that they use them and make games with them, because they just think that the assets are like 98% of the game, and the last 2% is jump scares and a, you know, a static 3D model of a ghost or monster or something that like peeks out and goes back in with a jump scare sound. Bang, we have a game. Like, that's what I'm complaining about. So yeah, I'm really liking to see the fact that this developer here did not fall into the trap of just using online assets that they didn't create themselves and make something very quickly as a cash grab. I'm really glad to see that this person here made everything from scratch except 2 audio effects, and, you know, made a game that had puzzles and a creature chasing after you and, you know, a hiding mechanic. I don't know, this is mind-blowing to me, to see a person who made their first game make something like this and not do it the lazy way. So this is probably one of the better games that I've played. Again, you have to look at what the game is trying to be, not what it is. I really think that a lot of people who makes really beautiful looking games that has very minimalistic content in it, they could take a look at this and learn something from it. I really think they could. Because this is a developer who, if they continue making games, can end up in a really good place with original content and not just like, you know, leeching off of whatever other games has been created and creating clones of them and just using assets off the asset store and just like, you know, creating cash grabs, which people don't really, like, you don't remember those games. But if you keep doing original stuff, people will remember you because you created something original. So yeah, I just really think that this is a really good game, considering. So, you know, with that said, let's jump to the next one. So, next game is called Stony Rapids, and it's a game that was...
DNB machines killed everyone in the town. The cause believed to be a stealth attack from Russia. My job is to activate the satellite dish by activating the beacons and upload the new code override the satellite.
That was very low. I had a very hard time hearing what he was saying. Stony Rapids. It's a 3D game. Stony Rapids is a real place located in Canada, Saskatchewan. The game is set in December 11th, 2039. The RCMP in the West have been replaced by machines. By mid-2030s, the RCMP AI breakout hit Western Saskatchewan. The Prime Minister of Saskatchewan, Scott Moe, declared the beginning of artificial intelligence World War III. Players' jobs is to activate all the beacons across the map and find the abandoned office for more information. After activating all 5 beacons, the player's job is to use the main laptop to upload and deactivate the AI by using the satellite. And then I have to scroll to see the rest. After activating all 5 beacons, the player is to find who started the artificial intelligence World War. Okay, so we have a lot of backstory for this game. This is a Unity game. And I can already tell... Oh, that's neat. Look at the glare from the sun. I can already tell that this is a very beautifully color-corrected or color-graded game. It has amazing colors. I think it's a little bit too bad that when you walk close to the trees, it looks like a typical homemade Unity game. But then again, you know, I would much rather see a homemade asset like this than a store-bought one. I don't know, for some reason I just think that if you go through the trouble of making trees yourself, that you could find maybe some better textures than this. Okay, well, I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I think this looks like a typical low-quality indie horror game, and then you look at this and you have this like low-poly style going, and it just doesn't really fit together with the trees. I think the trees should have been low-poly too. I think that's really what I'm trying to say here. But either way, it looks very beautiful. I love the low-poly ground, I love the low-poly mountains, the coloring, the sun glare. Like even the skybox have like low-poly going. It looks beautiful. We can jump, we can crouch, we can sprint. The mouse is okay, it has smoothing on it. So we have to find the satellite beacons. There's definitely a noise coming from this direction. Yeah, this is a beautiful made game. So I guess we have to go for the sounds. What about this thing? I wouldn't... Well, it is kind of like... I guess it looks more pixelated than low poly. Oh, okay, so this right here, this is actually interesting. See how this thing is wobbling and glitching? I bet the character that I'm controlling right now is physics-based. Like, when I make games in 3D, I don't make my character physics-based. I actually just hard-code gravity and stuff like that into the character, because when you make a player controller, which is based on physics, sometimes the camera that is on top of the character itself is out of sync with the character when they move. So like it starts doing this glitchy stuff, like it's stuttering or something. So I would probably recommend not making your character physics based.
There should be something inside the abandoned office.
If you see this issue, like it really, especially in horror games, if it's like a very like low pace horror game, then this stuttering is going to be an issue. Okay, we got a laptop. Oh, there's birds. Oh, look at that. Look, okay. Look at the sun. Oh, that's the beacon that's making that light. It looks beautiful. So yeah, fun fact about player control and physics-based stuff. When I say physics-based, because I know some people might not be like playing or like creating games using a game engine. When I say physics-based, I mean that inside the game engine. Can I go outside the map? You can actually just add something called a rigid body to your player. And then basically the player has gravity and physics. And if you do it that way, the rigid body basically takes control over your character. Can I just like... What happens if I keep going? Let's see what's at the end of the map. Because this is going to be a criticism if I can go way out in a place that I'm not supposed to go. Because you should have some sort of like, you know, border that I can't get past. Otherwise you trust your players too much if you don't put that up. Am I ever gonna like hit the border? I wonder. I'll keep going. Okay, so I'm kind of seeing some mountains in the distance. Maybe those are some type of border. Because they could possibly be blocking the view so you can't see the border of the map. Because what is going to happen is that we're going to get to the end, and then there's just going to be like a drop, so we can fall off the map. Come on, I want to make it. I got this far. No! Go! Jump! We can make it. Come on. Oh, jeez. Can we... Oh, yeah. Come on. Oh, yeah. I made it up. Okay, so now we're at the mountains. Can we go past? Was this made for a game jam? I wonder. I mean, I should be able to get up here. Unless the thing preventing me... Oh, there's an invisible wall here! Oh, I have to go all the way back. Okay, you know what? Let's, Oh, we can change the mouse sensitivity. Probably don't start it at 0. Probably somewhere, like, here. So I can adjust it downwards. Let's restart. Because this is... I'm not gonna run back. That took a while. So I wonder what we... Like, how did we get here? We just, like, started right there. So the guy has a Russian accent. And I wonder if the developer is Russian. I think he might be. Not that there's anything wrong with it.
There should be something inside the abandoned office.
I just think it's funny that he chose to like make a game about Canada. Yeah, definitely I would still like highly recommend not making the player controller physics based, because there's a lot of jittery going on running around. It would be fun to make a tutorial, just like to show people how to do it without getting that jittery effect. I know you can go in and you can like change the way that the physics frames are getting updated inside the game engine in order to maybe get rid of the jitter effect. They should make the plants low poly too. Like, it looks kind of weird to mix in regular plants with low poly graphic. Like this stuff. This stuff here. That's okay. This here. I don't know. That looks asset store looking. And then everything else looks homemade. This seems a bit odd. Okay, we'll turn on the beacon. We need to activate 5.
There is no going back now. I have to deactivate the machines and find who did this.
Oh, that's creepy. What is that? I really want to check that out. Okay, there's that up there, there's that up there, and then there's something searching over there. See? It's like right there. Let's go up here first. Maybe this is where you're supposed to uplink the virus to kill the AI. Oh. I don't know. I really think that, like, it again, it's like it looks like a placeholder item until they decided to make, you know, a satellite that looked like that, like low poly. Come on. Trying to jump over. Do I need to do anything here? No. We need to go for the audio, because they respond to audio. Respond to audio. They make audio that I need to go towards. Do you know why this game feels a little bit menacing? No, Daniel, I don't know. Like I was waiting for a response. It's because I can actually get to that over there if I wanted to. Those lights we saw over there, I can get to those as well. That's just kind of, it's a little bit menacing. There's nothing preventing me from being able to go over there. Okay, let's get up here. There's probably a proper way to get up here, but, you know, I've played Skyrim plenty of times. And if you need to go past, like, on the other side of a mountain, the quickest way is always by running up with the horse off the side of the mountain. Even though it takes 3 times as long. Ooh. Okay. I would probably... Did I get stuck into the ground? So I have to jump slightly in order to get on top of this, the staircase. There it is again. The audio is coming from that way. You know what? I'm gonna check that out, because that seems interesting. Is there fall damage? I think not. Is that like a Terminator thing? Oh my. It's a person walking towards me. You know what's funny here? You can actually see that the robot, the AI for it, has been designed to always walk towards me. You know the story about the snail? Like, if the snail catches up to you, then you die. So you just need to always make sure you just move a little bit. That's kind of what he is. Okay, so I hear the noise coming from this direction. Somewhere. right over here. Like it's just such a beautiful game. There it is. I see it. Like I can't get over the fact that the game looks so good. And it also, that's why it bothers me when trees like this has been used. Instead of like making low poly something. And you can make low poly stuff super easily using Blender or something else, you know. It's just go in, spend 10 minutes making a tree, and then you basically just have something you can use that way. I wonder how they made the sun and other light sources have like this low poly look to them. Probably just a filter. Yeah, the robot is... There's 3 of them now! Let's check this out. Oh! Oh my god, there's giants living here. Ooh. That's a lot of sea fighting. But people don't know what sea fighting is. It's when you have 2 acids in the same place. And they're kind of like, they're kind of fighting to be the top layer. Yeah, probably, I would probably fix that. I still wonder, like, if the, was that 4? Okay, I hear it. Oh, that's a plane crash. I thought this was like a dust storm or something. Or like maybe a bomb that had been dropped, making the mushroom cloud. I didn't think this was going to be like a plane crash. See, this is more like it. This has actually been made by the developers. Like, it's low poly. It suits the style of the rest of the game. Like, this is good looking. This is what I would expect the trees to be like. That's cool. Is it up here? Is that a castle? Are we getting to a castle? This looks like the beginning of Skyrim. I keep mentioning Skyrim, I don't know why. Where you go in, you have to fight the first dragon. Now what?
I have to get to the satellite quick.
What? Did he just say, where could the satellite be? Well, I saw it. It's this way, I think? I love how you can see there's more and more AI spawning in. Like, it's actually kind of menacing. There it is. Okay. Oh, wow. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I thought there was going to be one spawning in each time I linked a beacon. But it kind of seems like they just keep coming. Oh, by the way, it's the Mrs. and I's wedding anniversary in 2 days. Press E to upload. Bam!
The machines are deactivated. I'm so tired. I think I'll just...
Oh! Wow, the sensitivity. Okay. Special thanks to... no one, I guess. And thanks to Dino Punch... Okay, well, you guys can read this. This is a lot of names. Real Life Story Rapids. So this is the area that the game is based on. Click on this cube to quit game. Click on this cube to play again. I feel the game had a very simple plot. And there wasn't really any way to fail the game unless you like actively ran into the AIs. which I don't know if they actually killed you. I would actually love to try and play again just to see if they actually do anything to you. There was a little bit with the game design, like the graphics of the game, because it had the most beautiful color grading I've seen in a game for a long time. But some of the assets used, it doesn't take long to go into Blender and make some very simple low poly assets for the trees or for the bushes, for some of the houses and different things. It just felt a little bit out of place to see assets store stuff mixed in with low poly stuff. Like, it was kind of like, is this a low poly game or is it not? Because they were mixing two styles together. And I would love to just see pure 100% low poly stuff. That would have made this game like a 10 out of 10 graphically, in my opinion. Besides that, there were a little bit of sea fighting in some areas. Again, with the stuff that looked like it was bought or downloaded off the asset store. I think it's because I think they placed the building too far into the ground. So some of the building elements were like fighting with the ground, like the snow. I think that's what happened. Other than that, the player controller, there's a lot of jittering going on. Usually if you play a 3D game made by indie game developers, you can see a little bit of like stuttering happening when you walk around things, depending on, if they used a physics-based player controller. This was heavy. There was like heavy stuttering going on here. It could have something to do with the fact that the developer put the movement script and the camera script, in the wrong places when it came to the update or the fixed update functions inside the code. Because usually if you do physics-based stuff, usually you want the camera and the player to be synced together. Otherwise, stuttering like this is going to happen because the player is moving based on physics frames and then the camera is moving based on regular frames. And then it's not like, it's not synchronized, so it starts like stuttering when you're like walking around and it looks weird. I think really just a simple solution would just not to make the player controller physics-based. Like, I usually do that if it's a 2D game, but not a 3D game. Like, then just hard-code it, because it's actually very simple to do. Other than that, I think this was a pretty amazing game. For some reason, it just felt amazing to play. I love the fact that I could go out of bounds and go like super far to like see when am I going to reach the end. And then it would have been fun to see me actually reach the end and then fall down. I was kind of sad that I had to walk for that long time and then just like run into an invisible wall. That was a bit too bad. But either way, we played a couple of different games and I had a lot of fun with them. I think this was a good chunk of games. And I hope you guys enjoyed, because I definitely had some fun here. It's good to like actually play a bunch of games where you can tell that they made most of it from scratch. Like, because usually when we play games like this in the videos that I make, a lot of it is like store assets, but like this was like amazing. There was so many homemade stuff. I think like collectively of all the games that we played in this video, I think maybe like 2% of the assets were like asset store stuff. The rest of it were homemade, and that's like a rare occurrence. So yeah, I was really happy about these games here. Other than that, I've given my feedback. I hope that you enjoyed the games, and I'll see you guys next time.